Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Apocalypse, aka Gabrielle. Wait, should it be the opposite way around? Because my name is Gabrielle, aka Apocalypse. There we go. Don't mind the henna freckles, I'm marinating. Now, what I decided that we're gonna do today is read some Reddit stories and start on my painting. I've had this painting here sketched out for like freaking ever, and I decided finally I'm gonna do that. Also, do you guys realize I have red hair now? What I'm imagining for this, I don't know, that's why I've been avoiding it. Let's do our first Reddit story, I think. Let's just do our first one. What genuinely is the craziest SHIT? I don't know if I'm gonna curse in the first like at least 5 minutes of this video. That you've seen posted on Reddit. Oh. Oh. Okay, so this one says, there's a guy who bought a watermelon and made love to it, you know, relentlessly though, and then buried it in the garden before it started to stink, only to create a little watermelon garden, which his family loved. Oh, they said that one lives in my head rent-free. That one I fear is gonna live in my head rent-free too. I don't think I'll be able to look at a watermelon the same. I was gonna say why do men do that, but then I was like, why do men? Why do men? Too many times have I witnessed and heard, like, actually the craziest stories, and it's always a man doing something that's just out of pocket. We're gonna do one more. Okay, this one says that there was a one guy who had been fantasizing about scat for years, and he finally saved up some money and hired a call girl to tie him up and poop on him. But it turned out he actually wasn't into scat in real life. And now he was just sitting in the hotel room with shit on his chest. That's not what it says, but sitting in the hotel room after she'd left, writing the Reddit post and reflecting on how much time and money he had spent on it. That one was crazy. That's hilarious. I have the belief that you should try everything at least twice. First time you might have been nervous, second time you'll realize if you really don't like it. I won't lie though, cat has never been up there for what, like, that's disgusting. That's somebody's waste. That's waste. I don't know what's enjoyable about that, but anyways, let's do the first coat. I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in the dark. While we let this dry down a little bit, let's do the next one. So this one is on r/let's not meet stories. So I guess these are kind of like creepy-ish kind of stories, which I feel like is just the vibe. Spooky season is around the corner. Are we excited? Are we excited? I'm excited. Now that I have a house, I'm so excited to be that house that everyone's like, oh yeah, I wonder how they're gonna decorate this year. Like, that's my fucking goal. That's my goal. Anyways, this is fleeing the state from my stalker. She's a long one, girls. She's a long one. Let's sit down. Let's get ready. Hello, everyone. I am very new to posting on here, so please bear with me. I want to share my story that has occurred over the past 5 years. This story is about me, currently 20, and my stalker ex. Ooh, currently 23. Oh, so it's an ex. It's not even a random. Okay. The start of our relationship, 2019 to 2021, 5 years ago, I met my ex. I'll call him Alex for my own safety. I always thought he was attractive, so I followed him on Instagram, and to my surprise, he actually responded to one of my stories. We started messaging on Instagram back and forth, then the both of us quickly found out that we liked each other. We started calling each other and sleeping on the phone. Aww, young love, that is so cute. One night, while I had fell asleep on the phone with Alex, I heard his voice coming from the phone, whispering something like, I would R-word you, and things along that manner. And over here, that's disgusting. I would have just hung up. Like, you heard it? Beep. Oh, okay. I thought I was hearing things, so brushed it off and thought I was just dreaming. Eventually, me and him started dating and going on dates. Everything was pretty well, except for the fact that when he would kiss me, he would bite me extremely hard, to the point it would make me bleed. Did you punch him in the wiener? I told him multiple times not to do it, but he would always continue. A couple months into dating, comma, should put a comma there, a girl had made a video on Instagram claiming he was a cheater, but he denied to me that he even knew this girl, and I believed him. 10 months of dating went by, and a friend sent me a screenshot of him being active on Tinder. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. I immediately broke up with him after that, period. We love somebody that knows their worth the second some fishy shit happens. I don't give a fuck. There are no second chances. I don't care. So I immediately broke up with him after that. A couple months later, I started dating someone new. During this relationship with my partner, Alex would blow up my phone with messages and calls. I decided to block him. He then started driving past my house every single day. At this point, I had started my first job and he would eventually show up there too. I even moved jobs and he found me there as well. Who is giving your information? Literally, who was giving him information? Because that's what it's giving. Like, how did he find your other job? That's fucking weird. And getting back together, 2021 to 2023, you got back together with him. The situation eventually died down. Randomly out the blue, I get a flower delivery of pink roses. It had Alex's name on the cards, but nothing was written. Being the stupid 17, 18-year-old senior in high school, I actually unblocked him and thanked him. Oh, these are really unsettling behaviors for somebody to be presenting at such a young age. They're 17, 18. That means they were like really young. What do you mean he was driving by your... Like, that means he had to have been at least 17 when they first started dating or something. Because, right, she said he's 23 and she's 20. So now he's like 21 right now. That's just still very unsettling. It's very much giving psychopath. Like, I don't know, girl, but I get it. I was so freaking dumb when I was 17, 18. I was dating literally the worst people. The worst. He asked to hang out, and I willingly went to hang out with him soon after we started texting. My 17-year-old self thought it was cool to be dating a hot, well-known older boy, so I eventually fell back into Alex. Oh no, girl. After a couple times of hanging out, we started dating again. I eventually lost my V card to Alex, and we started sleeping regularly with each other. One day he texted me saying he had a surprise for me, then sent me an iCloud file. I opened the file, and it was a video of us having sex. Yeah, girl. You better fly high. I opened the file and it was a video of us having sex. I had no idea he recorded us having intimates. I couldn't even consent. I was 17 at the time and he was 20. Again, stupid 17-year-old me stayed with him regardless of the red flags. Eventually our relationship became actually and physically abusive. This is horrible. One night he... Okay, he did stuff without her consent, but a couple days after that, she decided to break up with him. Then the stalking started 2023 to 2024. Immediately following the breakup, he would constantly text and call. He would beg for me to see him. I kept denying, but he kept going. He would threaten to come into my house in the middle of the night while I was asleep. This happened for a couple months. Baby girl, restraining order, cops, gun. Baseball bat with nails through it. During this time, I met someone new and we started dating. I was having trouble with my mom and my new partner asked me to move in with him. Somehow Alex found out where me and my new partner were living, so he started showing up at our place. Who is the op? Who is the op that is telling her who's the op that is snitching on her and giving her location? We documented everything from our cameras and ended up filing a restraining order against Alex. Yes, we got granted a temporary order until our hearing period. Our hearing day came and the judge extended the temporary order to let things cool down for 6 months. If he breaks the order, the judge will grant a long-term order at the next hearing. Within days of extending the temp order, Alex violated it by parking in front of my house on multiple occasions. I called the cops multiple times, but never even gave him a warning. One day while I was working, I get a call from my local PD that Alex tried purchasing a firearm, which violates our order. They just warned him not to do it again. Had to let me know for my safety. Obviously, knowing your ex Your crazy ex has tried to purchase a firearm is scary in itself. The following days, he would follow me to work and stand in front of my boyfriend's truck in the early mornings. Most current slash fleeing. Okay, so this is 2024. This is when they fleed. He would start tailgating me on my way to work or swerve in front of me in his car. Oh my god, he was trying to get her in a car accident. Me and my boyfriend moved somewhere else, but in the same city still. Somehow Alex still managed to find us. My BF decided that if the cops weren't going to help us, then we would need to leave the state. We ended up packing up everything in the middle of the night and driving, a state over where my boyfriend's family lives. Been here for about 2 months. Me and my boyfriend found good jobs and plan on leasing our own apartment soon. It's been peaceful for the most part. However, I still hear about what Alex does back home. He still tells everyone that we are together still and even posts pictures of me on Instagram. My story is still ongoing and I left out a lot of details. Dude, that is so fucking scary, and if I was this person, I don't think I would have posted this onto Reddit, or at least I would have done it on like a library computer that's in like 2 states away from me or something like that. Like, I don't know if how is he finding her? Fuck, dude. And the fact that the cops aren't doing anything, that is the real unfortunate part of it, is that I feel like when it comes to stalking, cops don't do anything about it for real until it's too fucking late. Let's start on the hand, yeah, dog? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Nation, I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. Am I the asshole? We're like really bouncing around here. If you'd like me to stick to one, definitely recommend like what are these called? These r/whatevers. Definitely feel free to recommend me one. Okay, anyways, now that whoever the fuck was driving that loud ass car for no fucking reason, I'll never understand that. Don't get me wrong, I love a good bass. But when the bass is vibrating the literal earth, when you are vibrating the literal tectonic plates, bitch, you're doing too much. At that point, you're literally just blasting your ears. Like, you're literally just gonna go deaf. You're gonna go deaf, and I'm just gonna laugh at you, frankly. Because why would you ever want to sit in a car where it's literally just grow up? Am I the asshole for making my children pay for their own portion of our family vacation? Well, how old are they? I was gonna say yes, but how old are they? Let's read before I start assuming. We've been planning on going on vacation to Cuba for the Christmas holidays for a week. Period. It's pretty pricey during the Christmas holidays, but that's the only time we can all go. We have 3 children, 20 female, 15 male, 12 female. Already, you're the asshole. Because what the fuck do you mean? Okay. We are making them pay for their own ticket and part of the hotel since we wouldn't be financially stable enough to pay for 5 plane tickets and such. Then maybe you shouldn't be going and spending Christmas holidays in Cuba. Oh, who said that? Oh my god, I would have hated to have a parent like that. Anyways, my 12-year-old daughter has been complaining that since the other 2 have jobs and she doesn't, that it's not fair. Yeah. How does she have more brains than you? She doesn't have a job. How is she meant to pay for this? What? However, we've decided to stick firm with it and be equal to them all. Their other option, if they don't want to pay, is staying at grandma's. She has savings, which are just enough to cover the vacation, but she also wants to save up for a phone. Dude, she's got priorities. You should honestly you should spend the money on your children. It's so freaking weird. My other 2 children aren't happy that they have to pay for their own way, but they're willing to since we'd be going to Cuba. And because they have money and a job. They have like a literal job where they're getting paid, assuming bi-weekly at most. Am I the asshole for making them pay? I feel like most families don't make their children pay for their own tickets, but since we all really want to go, my wife and I think it's the best option. No, you're freaking dumb. Edit. My 12-year-old daughter, almost 13, is going to grade 8, and she has worked at our business a couple times for me, which I would pay her. In 8th grade, you want her to pay part of the hotel and her own plane ticket to go on a family vacation that you, the the birth giver and the seed spreader don't want to pay for. That was part of the responsibility y'all had and y'all made, and that's part of the contract of having children, I fear. Look what the comments have. Okay. Yeah, you're the asshole. I have never heard of a 12-year-old paying for their own family. I just realized this wasn't even recording. A lot of people are saying that they are the asshole, and I fully agree. This is the underpainting. Don't talk about how ugly it is. It will come together, okay? I will punch you in the throat. Am I overreacting for asking my wife to stay at her mom's after I caught her putting something odd in my coffee? Does that not already sound so like... That's eerie. Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know. Maybe it could have been sugar and he could have been freaking out, thought it was some Coke. Who knows? Well, let's read it. I'm 46 male, really shaken and need advice to know if I went too far. My wife, 49 female, and I had been married for 4 years together for 7 years. She's always been so kind, always making my morning coffee, yeah, because she wants to poison you, and we've had a good life together. English isn't my first language. I speak it well, but sometimes I struggle to explain feelings, so bear with me. For the past few weeks, I've been feeling off after drinking my coffee. Dizzy, nauseous, sometimes my hands shake. I thought maybe it's work stress or something I ate. But 2 days ago, I came home early and saw my wife in the kitchen dropping some kind of powder into my coffee mug from a small, unmarked vial. She's doing experiments? What the fuck does she even have an unmarked vial for? It wasn't sugar or creamer. Damn, that answered my question. It looked strange, like medicine or worse. When she saw me, she slipped the vial into her pocket and said it was just a new coffee mix, but her voice was shaky and she wouldn't look at me. That evening, I asked her calmly to tell me what it was. She said it was a natural supplement to help me feel better, but she couldn't say what it was or why there was no label. I got scared. Those symptoms I've been having aren't normal, and she's never hidden things before. I told her I needed space to think and asked her to stay at her mom's for a few days. She got upset, started crying, and said I was overreacting and breaking her trust. Bitch, you are slipping an unknown substance into my beverage every morning. You want to talk about breaking trust? She left last night, and now she's texting me saying it was nothing harmful, and I'm making a big deal out of it. Why she jump into whether or not it was harmful? I kept the vial, but I'm too nervous to test it. I love her, she's my everything, but I'm scared she might be putting something bad in my coffee. Am I overreacting for asking her to leave? I can't sleep. I keep checking the locks on the door, feeling paranoid in my own home. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Update. Thank you for all your responses. You guys really helped me clear my head. I was hesitant, but I called 911 and they said they'll look into it. I'm feeling worse each day, dizzy, weak, and my stomach still feel off. So I'm heading to the hospital today to get checked out. My wife keeps texting, begging to come back and saying it was just a herbal energy boost she found online on the dark web. But she still can't explain why she hid it. I told her to stay at her mom's until I know more. They told me to stay here for observation because my symptoms, dizziness, nausea, shaking, so it's getting worse very quick. I gave the vial to the police when they stopped by and they're testing it. They didn't say much. My wife keeps calling and texting, sobbing, saying she's so sorry and it was just some herbal remedy from her friend to help me, but she's still dodging my questions about why she hid it. It's making my head spin. I told her we can't talk until I'm out of here. She's at her mom's, but her texts are so frantic. It's breaking my heart. I love her, but she don't love you, my guy. I don't know if you've got a lot of money or like what it is, but she is trying to take you out. That's scary, dog. That's actually really scary. That's the I hate my husband final boss right there. let's do one more story. I'm gonna go search for it real quick. And then I think I'm just gonna let this painting sit for a sec while I figure out what I'm gonna even want the background to be. And then I'll do the overpainting where I'll actually like make sure everything is blended and like make sure everything looks nice. But this was just like a little quick, just a little quick little painting. Something super fast. And I'm realizing I am enjoying this style of content. I want to do one now where I do my makeup while we read Reddit stories. So I will be right back while I do a little research. The time I was almost abducted by a serial killer. In February of 2012, I went to visit my grandfather's grave for his birthday. His death was a really hard thing for me to deal with, as he had died in March of 2011, and that was still very fresh to me. I get it, girl. I get it. Well, I don't even know if this is a girl or a guy, but I get it. I was kneeling in front of his grave with my head down, mourning and crying, when my body went into full dangerous close-by mode. I looked up to see a man running full sprint from the woods surrounding the cemetery and forced myself to get to the nearest truck as quickly as possible without the man getting too close to me. By the time I made it to my truck, okay, why did he say nearest in the first? Anyways, I'm not going to question it. He's a survivor. I'm not going to question it. I started the truck and started to drive off as fast as I could, but not before driving right past him. I didn't break eye contact for a second, and neither did he, so I got a really good look at his face. Cut to a few years later, I'm at work, bored, and decided to download an app that had a ton of paranormal, cryptid, serial killer, and UFO articles. As I was browsing through the serial killers, I came across one that made my heart drop into my ass. Israel Keyes, most known for murdering an underage girl in Alaska, dismembering her body, and dropping the pieces into a frozen lake. He would bury killer kits in places long before he ever committed the crimes. Interesting. That's fucked. After the incident in Alaska, he had traveled into Texas for a wedding in a city not too far from where I live and had disappeared for a bit. No one in his family knew where he was. He was arrested in that city and brought to a prison one city over from me. Before he was extradited back to Alaska to stand trial. About a year ago, I found a book about him that provided a lot of details I have given here. He had been killing for years and no one knows what the actual death toll is. He eventually killed himself in prison. At the end of the book about him, he described some of his favorite places to abduct people: public parks and cemeteries. I often wonder if there's a kit buried in those woods. You were faster, Zero, but I was faster, and I'm glad we didn't officially meet. I feel like in really scary situations, your body just really does take over. It either betrays you, okay, and it makes you freeze like a deer in headlights, or you get like superhuman strength, speed, just senses in general. Like, you lock in, bitch. You become tapped in like no other. This one says, trust your dog. A few months ago, I was sitting on my front porch enjoying a peaceful afternoon. I live out in the country, my closest neighbors being over a mile away. Just me and my dog watching squirrels run across the dirt road. That sounds like the most Western, relaxing thing I've ever heard in my life. About mid-afternoon, a fellow stops out by the road and asks to enter my yard. I wave him in. Seems like a decent enough guy. You don't know him. I'm not reading the rest of that. He was a registered sex offender. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for hanging out with me to listen to a bunch of Reddit stories and watch me get the underpainting started. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. It really helps my channel. Would love to see more of y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm currently editing like 2 other videos as well, so I'm excited to put those out and excited to keep on creating, especially now that I'm in a new space. But yeah, I think my thing is about to die, so this is a good cutoff point right here. Don't think that just everybody is a decent person until you actually have met them and talked to them and know them. People can look decent and be horrible people, okay? What other life stories, whatever life lessons? If there was a life lesson that we gathered from this, or that you gathered from this, leave it in the comments below. And let me know if you enjoyed this. If you enjoy this type of video, very chill, very relaxed, painting, art, talking, yapping, I'm down to do it all. Okay? Bye.